This is a sample of a search. We're putting ourselves in the consumer shoes, and we do a search for epoxy flooring and in Boston. Okay, so we do a search. Okay, and what do we find? We find an ad at the top. We find the Google Places, MetroCrete, which is a site that our site ranks number 1 in the Google Places, and then we have this satellite site called Boston Concrete Floor Coatings, and that ranks number 1 as well. You click the link. It's got all the information that you would need. It's got your phone number. It's got a couple pictures, and you can see what we do down here. We embed a Google map, and we've got all these local areas and zip codes, and you can see the other towns that we targeted here. We could create more pages, but let me just show you. I'll give you an example of a result so you can see. Let's do a search for like Cambridge, sorry. And okay, so we rank number 1 here. And if we do a search for like New Bedford, we rank number 1 in New Bedford. And we can show you that our main MetroCrete site, but let's do a search for like Brooklyn, New York. And MetroCrete ranks number 1 in Brooklyn, New York. That's about as competitive as it gets in this market. We'll do a couple other searches here. So we've got, let's do a search for Stamford, Connecticut. You can see MetroCrete ranks in the Google 3-pack. MetroCrete ranks number 1 here. Let's do a search for, let's try, White Plains. And you can see that MetroCrete ranks number 1 here as well. You can do a click, you go to the page. Here you go, you got your local phone number here. Okay, and it tells you what the site is all about. But so you can see, now let me show you what happens, which is really the key to this whole thing. And here is a list of call tracking phone numbers. And this was just taken for a period of like 6 or 7 days. You can see the number of phone calls that came in over here. You can see the date. You can see the time. You can see these light blue bars here. These are actually email leads. If I click on them, the email requirement would pop up. But you can see here, like here's this column here tells us how long each call was. This one here was 248 seconds, 125 seconds, which is 2 minutes, 209, 3 seconds, 109, 2 minutes. So any of these calls that are over a minute are really good calls. Those are calls where somebody has an actual requirement. We answer the phone, MetroCrete take the requirement from the client, and we text it right over to the contractor. Okay, so that's how this works. Okay, and so I wanted to show you one more thing here, which is really key, that really puts the icing on the cake. So what we also do is we create these ads. Let me see if I can scroll down and get you a bigger one to see. Yeah, okay, so you can see these ads here. These are we create these ads and they go on the Google Display Network. And I'm sure you've seen ads like this before. You can find them on like theweather.com or maybe Fox or MSNBC or ESPN or the History Channel, or a lot of different sites. Okay, and this is it's a very unique targeting strategy that we implement, and we pay per click. It's a form of pay per click. It's cheaper than pay per click, and the Google Display Network has become huge. I think it might even be bigger than Google AdWords now. It's one of the best advertising strategies that you can implement. And what's nice is that we can look at how each ad is performing. How many clicks it generates, what's the cost per click, what is the click-through rate, so we can see which ads are producing the best. Now, the other added benefit here is that these ads can produce what's called cold traffic, which is somebody's on a website, high traffic website, they see this ad, they click it, they go over to a website. Okay, so that's what's called cold traffic. They've clicked the ad, they've gone over to the website, never been on the website before. Now when they land on the website, whether they land from one of these ads or they land from one of these Google searches that I just showed you, what it does is it triggers what we call a pixel. And that pixel will follow the site visitor for a period of, let's say, 3 months. So a lot of people aren't ready to buy right then and there. They're out there looking, doing research. They land on your site, they see your great information, but they may never come back. This is a strategy for continually dripping on the client over and over and over and pulling them back to the site, so that as they see MetroCrete and they see the brand name, they're going to start to remember it over, because they've had an interest in this, especially something like this where it's so unique. You know, there's not a lot of concrete floor companies out there that are advertising like this. So what it does is it increases the conversion. It creates those warm clicks, and that's what converts. So this is really a amazing sales strategy using the internet, using Google search and Google Ads. And we can do this regionally, like I showed you, like up in Massachusetts. You can do it in New York. You can do it in California, you can do it in Florida. We can go nationwide, city page by city page. We can create thousands of city pages if needed. Hope that helps you.